Yogesh sir, shall I start? Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. So, yes, Shekhar sir, you want to say something?
No, madam. No, madam.
So, I think meanwhile, few more people are joining. I'll give you a recap of all the 9 days, what we did in this FDP, right? And then according to the schedule shared with all of you, and according to what I said to you people yesterday, we will see certain situations. Through that, you people will understand that in these situations, which test is most appropriate one, right? So, starting with the briefing, what I have discussed till now. If I talk about our day one was the very basic one. There I have discussed about the interface of R and R Studio. I also talk about the data types. So can anyone of you tell me what type of data types are available in R?
6 types of data types.
Which is not clearly audible.
6 types are there.
Okay, may I know the name?
Yes, ma'am. These are vector, list, factor, matrix, and then combination of everything, data frame.
Okay. Fine. So it is correct. These are the no sir. These are the data structures. I am talking about data types.
Oh, okay.
Madam, numeric, integer, complex.
Yes, correct. So the statement, please continue.
Character, logical.
Complex also, like with I.
Very correct. Numeric is there, character is there, then integer is there, logical is there, complex is there. This is what we have seen, right? These are the data types in R. Further, next day, we discuss that the limitation of the object or variable creation is that we at a time we can store only a single value. So for the purpose, we are having the data structures in R. So we discussed data structures, and I explained you that the role of data structures is what they can store multiple values, and also there are various kind of data structures. So according to their nature, they can accept homogeneous and heterogeneous data sets or data values, right? So now can you tell me what are the different type of data structures I discussed?
Ma'am, the first one was vector. The another one was lists. That was heterogeneous. Then we had factors when we talk about levels and core categories. Then we have matrices, said as matrix. Then a much broader version was an array. Then there were data frames in the last that is actually used in our analysis.
Very good. Thank you so much, Shreya ma'am. So we have seen the syntaxes of all these 6 data structures. We have seen what are the different methods using that we can create data structures in R. This is what we have discussed in the next 2 days. Further, I discussed about the functions and also about the packages. So functions is nothing but these are the predefined kind of syntaxes. Using that, we can perform the desired results for whatever purpose they are meant, right? Then we have seen that there are generally 2 types of functions. We have seen that is the basic or we can say inbuilt functions, and we have seen the user-defined functions. Inbuilt functions means which are already there in the environment of R. According to our requirement, we are using that. Then we have seen user-defined functions, and then we have seen that how using various loops we can create the user-defined functions in R. Then talked about the packages. So packages, I said it is nothing but it is the combination of the functions which are generally pertaining to a particular work, right? So for example, if I want to perform the manipulation or transformation, so there is a dplyr dplyr package is available. If I want to go for the data visualization conducting, so there is ggplot2 kind of package available in R. This is what we have seen, right? Further, I talked about I think probability distribution, right? So we have seen there are three main probability distributions in the R. Also, we can use them. That is binomial, Poisson, and the normal distribution. We have understood the concept of all the three, and we have seen what are the four functions. Generally, if you can recall, four functions. If I say like D binom, then we have seen it is P binom, then Q binom, and the R binom. Similarly, you need to only change what I can say, the suffix. Only you will keep the D, P, Q, and R, and then you can change according to your distribution, the various kind of distribution which we have seen. I discussed that the first two, Poisson and the binomial, are the discrete distribution because the nature of the event is discrete, right? Further, I talked about the normal distribution, which is very important from the point of view of the data analysis. We have seen this thing, that what are the characteristics of the normal distribution, and then we have seen that how you can perform them in the R, right? All the four type of functions I discussed, and some problems we have taken. Then next, I start with the statistical test for testing the hypothesis. And at the 6th day, I think I discussed about the chi-square test, where we have seen that chi-square test is a is a kind of non-parametric test where you do not need to be bothered about the distribution of the data. You can only understand that you need to have generally the categorical data, and using that you can perform chi-square test. We have seen the variety in chi-square test. That is the first one was the goodness of fit. Second one was the independence of attributes or the test of association. Then next day I discussed the t-test, and we have seen all the three varieties of t-test. I explained you that t-test is generally used when we are interested to find the significant mean difference. So the varieties in the t were one sample t-test and the two samples t-test. In one sample t-test, that means we are interested to compare the sample mean from the population mean. And then in the two samples t-test, again there is a bifurcation, that is independent samples and dependent samples. Independent samples means the two groups which you are taking, they will be unrelated in nature. They are not relating with each other. Or you can say, if I am talking about the one person will be the part of only one group. If I say male, so male cannot be the part of female group. So such kind of things you need to see in the independent sample t-test. And then we are interested to find the significant mean difference in the dependent variable, which is continuous in nature. This is what we have seen in the independent t-test. Further, I talked about the dependent sample t-test, and we have seen whenever we are talking about the dependent samples or the paired samples t-test, you need to only see the significant mean difference in the pairing data. Pairing data meaning is for the same variable, you will collect data twice, right? Only the difference is, it will be the difference of the time, right? So that means on a two different time period, you are going to collect the data. This way, you can see or you can apply the paired sample t-test. Further, I talked about the ANOVA. ANOVA, I said it is an extended form of the independent sample t-test, where you want to again find the significant mean difference, right? And then you want to know this thing, that whenever you are talking about the ANOVA, in ANOVA, you need to see this thing, that the variable that is categorical should have at least three categories, so that you can compare the mean difference in those categories for the dependent variable, that is continuous variable, right? There are two varieties, one-way and two-way ANOVA. In one-way ANOVA, we are having one dependent, one independent, and in the two-way ANOVA, we are having two independent and one dependent. Purpose is always to find the significant mean difference. Till here, I think I'm clear. Last day, I think yesterday, I discussed about the that correlation and the regression, right? In correlation, we have seen that correlation is nothing but it is helping us to find or understand the relationship between the two variables, right? And then we have seen the types of correlation. There we have seen there is positive and the negative correlation, right? And then we have seen that how we can perform them using the correlation. So the function is COR.test function we are using to perform that. Using the symbol, you can identify its positive or negative correlation. Looking at the value, you can say this thing, whether the correlation is strong, moderate, or the low. Then I talked about the regression. There I explained you that for performing regression, generally always you need to perform a for performing the regression, you always need to perform correlation first. Correlation is a kind of prerequisite for performing the regression, because if variables are related, only then there is a chance that one variable is impacting the other variable, right? So we have seen the model development using the regression. I tried to explain you the simple regression and the multiple regression. And then we have seen there are various assumptions, how you can test them using the R. So I think this is what I discussed till now in this FDP. Today, as I said, I'm sharing my screen now, and I'm going to show you certain situations where I'm expecting your input in the form, in this situation, which will be the most suitable test, right? Fine, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So now I think I am all set to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Visible?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So expecting you to read the given situation and then try to identify which will be the most appropriate statistical test with the justification. So today my role is very less. Your role will be more. You need to interact more with me today.
Excuse me, madam. It may be t-test. Why? Because less than 30 samples.
Sorry, sir.
Here, can we apply t-test, madam?
T-test. Okay, sir. In T-test, which variety we will use here?
Single t-test, madam. Single t-test.
Single T-test. Fine. May I know the reason why we are suggesting to apply one sample T-test?
Because of only one mean given, one sample given.
Okay, very good. Chandrasekharan sir is, I think, correct. What about the other people? You all are agreeing with Chandrasekharan sir?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there is one another reason that sample size is less than 30. So this could also be the reason. That's why we can apply t-test here.
Okay. So is it like Shreya ma'am, I think, right?
No, ma'am, Tanya.
Tanya ma'am. Tanya ma'am, is it like whenever we are having the sample size less than 30, we will apply t-test? But I think, have you worked with SPSS?
Yes, ma'am.
So have you find in case of that, when I am having the sample size 200, 300 or something, even then we can perform t-test? Is it yes or no?
No, madam. No.
Ma'am, when the sample size is greater than 30, I think we apply Z-test.
No. I think you generally, I think you need to know this thing. Whenever we are talking about Z-test and t-test, the most important thing, the thing to differentiate between these two is you need to know the population standard deviation. Once you are having the population standard deviation, in that case, you can apply Z-test. If population standard deviation is not known, generally we are applying the t-test, right? Usually there is a theorem in the statistics which is named as central limit theorem. This theorem generally suggests when the sample size is greater than 30, our data is tending towards to the normality. So if we are having data of 50 or 60 or 100 or something, even that case also we are applying the t-test, assuming the central assuming the solution of the central limit theorem.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll talk about the next situation. Till here, I think I'm clear. May I go to the next situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in this question,
Hmm.
ma'am, we are talking about the difference in sales of two sections. So I think it is dependent sample t-test.
Dependent samples.
T-test, because we are trying to understand the difference and the comparing the performance. I mean, or I should say the significant difference between the sales. So,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Again,
I think okay. One opinion is dependent sample status. Fine. Any other opinion? Any other opinion? All are agreeing with Shreya ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, because I think it's 2 points in time, 10 months before and 10 months after performance.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Abhishek sir. Okay. Abhishek sir is also saying the same thing. What about the other? Yes. What about the others? Kajal ma'am, Ashish sir, Tanya ma'am, Abdul sir.
Yes, madam. Here we can apply chi-square test.
Sky square sir?
Chi-square test.
Chi-square. Okay, I think two opinion. Shreya ma'am said it's dependent sample status. Abdul sir said it's chi-square test. Any other opinion? Shreya ma'am has given her justification. Abdul sir, do you have your justification why you are suggesting the chi-square test will be the suitable test here?
No, madam. Sorry. It says a t-test.
It's t-test. Which t-test, sir?
Dependent single.
Dependent samples. Okay. Any other opinion, friends? No. So what I need to what I should assume? All are agreeing with Shreya ma'am and Abdul sir. Is it fine? Please say something. It's an interactive session today. Yes,
Yes.
Abhishek sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Miss Abhishek sir is also agreeing. Everyone, it is fine. At least I need your nodding or saying something because it's an interactive session in an online mode. This is the only way I can understand the things. Please say something, friends. No opinion. So maybe no idea, or maybe you all are agreeing. This is what I'm assuming. Fine. According to me, it is a case of independent sample status and not the dependent sample status, because I'll give my opinion to this and then we'll discuss, right? So you can see this thing and you can read the problem again. Here in the last line it is written whether there is a significant difference in the sales of company and its competitors' sales. Means I'm not comparing this company's own sales. I'm comparing the sales of company and its competitors' sales. There are two different things. There are two different categories there. In case of paired sample t-test, if I am comparing my own performance, present and future, or sorry, past and present, so that way it can be a case of dependent samples. But here I am having the sales of my company, I'm having the sales of my competitor's company, and that way I'm comparing. So there is the dependent variable sales and independent variable is the type of company, maybe company A and company B. So there are two categories there. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the correction, ma'am. Thank you.
No, ma'am, this is my work, ma'am. No need to say thanks. I am expecting yes from everyone. I think it is clear now, or do I need to explain it? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We'll go to the next situation now. I hope visible.
The table is not covered here.
Sorry.
The table is not visible.
Table, I think I have made to explain someone else. So it is not the part of this because I only want to show you the situations and want to understand what people are understanding with this.
Ma'am, I think this would be independent sample t-test.
Hmm.
We have categories of fertilizers and production is the continuous variable.
Yes. So it should be it will be a case of independent or dependent?
Ma'am, independent.
Independent. One opinion from the Abhishek sir's side is independent sample status should be applicable in the case 3 or in the situation 3. Any other opinion?
Ma'am,
Madam, I think it's regression.
Regression is the second opinion. Fine. Shreya, ma'am?
Ma'am, there are three different categories of fertilizers, right? So they become so isn't it something related to ANOVA, I think, because there are three categories there of fertilizers on 3 fields. So the categories are more than 2, right?
So which test?
One way
I think
ANOVA.
ANOVA, madam.
Tanya
Yes,
ma'am
ANOVA, I
is
think so.
ANOVA. Shreya ma'am is also saying
ANOVA.
ANOVA. Chandrasekharan sir is also saying the ANOVA. So 3 opinion for ANOVA. Any other opinion? We got regression, independent sample t-test, and one-way ANOVA. Any other opinion? I think no opinion. Fine. Shreya ma'am is correct. Tanya ma'am is correct. Chandrasekharan sir is correct. All 3 are correct. This is a case of one-way ANOVA. Abhishek sir, you are almost there. Only the one mistake you made. Here you need to see in case of independent sample t-test, we can compare 2 categories. That is the drawback or limitation of that t-test. Here we want to compare 3 fields. I have not mentioned what is the significant difference in the field A and field B production crop, right? If I'm asking you A and B or B and C or C and A or something like that, that way I'm specifying you need to compare 2 fields production. That will be the case of independent sample t-test. Here you need to compare all the 3 fields. Fine, Abhishek sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Situation 4 is visible, I hope.
Ma'am, I think it is chi-square here.
Okay.
Maybe possible.
Okay, fine. It's Shreya ma'am, right?
Ma'am, wait, it's the BMI. It's the value, no?
Ma'am, I think here we can go with the independent t-test because male and females we are comparing, and BMI is a continuous variable. And if hypothesis can be null, could be there is no difference, and alternate could be that there is significant mean difference. Based on p-value, we can then test.
Okay. Okay. Abhishek sir, Tanya, Shreya ma'am is saying independent sample status. Any other opinion, or all are agreeing with the same? Yes. Any other opinion?
Madam, correlation.
Correlation. Okay. Chandrasekhar sir is saying correlation. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, according to me, it is independent sample t-test only.
You two, Abhishek sir and Shreya ma'am, are going with the independent samples that I noticed, that I have means what I can say understood. Chandrasekhar sir is saying it can be a case of correlation. Any other opinion? That is what I am asking, because you need to understand the situations. Alice, Abdul sir, Tanya ma'am, Ashish sir. Any other opinion? Hita ma'am, Kajal ma'am. Shetty ma'am, Swati ma'am, any other opinion? Please interact. So I am assuming this. There are only two opinions. According to the Abdul sir, it can be a case of correlation. According to the Shreya and Abhishek sir, it's a case of independent sample status. I'll go with the remaining two, that is Shreya and Abhishek sir. Both are correct. This is a case of independent sample status. Chandrasekhar sir, you need to see the situation. It is written, a doctor is studying the body mass index of the male and the female, right? So it is quite obvious. I want to compare the body mass of male and female persons, right? So maybe I can say I am having that independent variable gender, where we are having two categories. So ma'am, do you want to say something?
Okay, thank you, madam. Yes, correct.
Right, and the BIM is the continuous variable, right? So we are comparing this, we are finding whether the significant difference is existing in the BIMI of male and female or not. So this is a case of independent sample status. Fine, sir. May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you can see the next situation now. I'm taking it here on. Give me a second.
Ma'am, I think over here we can use two-way ANOVA because male and female perception are two independent categorical variables, and dividend distribution is the dependent continuous variable.
Okay. Okay. According to Abhishek sir, it's two-way ANOVA case. Any other opinion? Yes. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, can we apply t-test here?
Tanya ma'am is saying t-test. I think Jerusalem sir has written chi-square in the chat. Okay. Okay, fine. One new opinion. Jerusalem sir has first time shown his interest and the answer there. Good. Two opinion. Chi-square. Tanya ma'am is saying independent sample t-test. Any other opinion?
Madam, it may be one-way ANOVA.
Okay, Abdul sir is saying one-way ANOVA. Any justification, sir, for your answer?
Same thing, madam. Two independent and one dependent variable.
Okay. Okay. Tanya ma'am, for your answer, any justification or any clarification you want to discuss with us, share with us?
Ma'am, because here, so, ma'am, there are two categorical variables, male and female, and independent variable could be dividend, dividend distribution. That's what I thought. Maybe we could apply t-test.
Okay. 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 Any other opinion, suggestion?
Ma'am, would it involve recording perception of male and female before the distribution of dividend and after the distribution of dividend?
Okay. I think, but this type of situation is not mentioned in the given situation.
Okay, ma'am. Yes.
So assumption we cannot take here. Shreya ma'am?
Ma'am, actually, currently I'm trying to formulate because perception is a single variable. I mean, male, female are the two categories of that perception. And for each category, there is a dividend distribution. So there are only two levels. So I'm just thinking.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Dividend distribution has an effect on the investors.
So which test?
Madam, if I think deeply, then I don't think one test should be applied here.
I don't.
I don't think what test should be applied here.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine, Abdul sir. Ashish sir, you were saying something?
Ma'am, isn't it something related to cause and effect? No.
It is totally depending upon how we are considering the given variables. Whether we are taking them as a categorical, whether we are taking one of, say for example, perception, right? So
Yes.
if I'm asking certain questions, that company is suppose dividend giving yes, dividend given by the company makes me happy, right? So strongly agree, disagree. So depending upon what type of questions I am asking to measure the perception. If I'm asking the question on the Likert scale, suppose I ask 5 questions to measure the or to understand or to measure the perception of the people, right? For a dividend distribution. So what I can do, I can take an average of those questions. This will become the continuous variable. and then I can compare male and female. That how many of what is the score of males, what is the score of female, and that way I can make a comparison in depth. And it can be a case of independent samples treated in such cases. Is it clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Second, second case is if you're taking the perception as a technique. Suppose whether the company is paying at maybe I'm giving two categories: keep it in paid, keep it in not paid. How many of saying yes, it is paid when I'm happy, it is not paid and I'm not happy. Accordingly, I can create a contingency table and I can count how many of them are happy when company is distributing the dividend, how many of them are not happy in the male and female category. Such type of count if I'm calculating, right? So this has become the case of chi-square. So I think Jerusalem sir has also written in the chat this thing. Is it clear?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Chi-square, it would be independence of attributes wala case.
Yes, because there are two variables in that case also. Both the categorical variable they are there. Perception, dividend distribution, and the perception of male and female.
Okay, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So shall I proceed for the next situation? I hope visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Madam, it is before and after chi-square test.
It's chi-square. Who was saying?
Mama Abdul Salim.
Abdul sir. Fine. Fine. According to Abdul sir, it is a case of chi-square, right, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. Any other opinion?
But not chi-square, madam. I think not chi-square.
It's not chi-square.
maybe yes.
Then what it will be?
Paired t-test, maybe paired.
Paired t-test. Okay. Jerusalem sir has written, can it be a case of independent t-test? I think sir has written in the chat. According to Jerusalem sir, it can be independent samples t-test. Then second sir is asking, can it be a case of paired samples? Any other opinion?
Ma'am, the same plants are checked at 10 days before and after. So I think it is paired sample or dependent sample t-test. If it's the same plants.
Okay.
Same.
Any other? Abhishek sir?
Dependent samples only.
Dependent samples. Fine. Any other opinion or may I conclude this?
Same opinion, ma'am.
Same opinion. So I think correct. It is not a case of chi-square. I think Abdul sir said chi-square. Is it Abdul sir?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Abdul sir, I think you are liking chi-square test very much. Your suggestion is always coming as chi-square. Please don't mind. This is just for the humorous purpose I said this thing. Simple thing is that you need to see the type of variable we are dealing. I said chi-square test generally we are using when we are dealing with the categorical variable. Here our variable is what? Weight. Weight is not a categorical variable. Weight is what? It's a continuous variable. It's a numeric variable, right? And we are calculating the weight of the plants before and after, right? Maybe I am keeping the plants in a controlled environment, meaning is maybe I'm watering them properly, I'm keeping them in a sun shine or something like that. Sunlight or something like that. So that is what, and then I want to measure what is the changes coming in their weights. So that way, prior and after case is there. So it is a case of dependent samples or paired samples treatment. Abdul sir, now it is clear?
Yes, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Now we are proceeding with the next situation. Okay, one question here. If suppose we are using this particular situation and we want to test the hypothesis here in that R environment, how I can test this? What I need to do to test this type of situation? Anyone?
Ma'am, I mean, if we have the data before the 10 day and after, so the difference should be normally distributed. So basically what we'll do, if I write like diff 1, I mean, if there are two categories, so we'll apply Shapiro dot test on the difference to check whether they're normally distributed.
Fine.
And then since this is the dependent variable we are talking about, there should be no outliers also. So we'll use box plot for the difference as well to just check there are no outlier. And then we'll apply the test, that is the t-test, on the before the environment and after, and we'll mention paired is equals to true, the syntax.
Very correct. I think
And
Shreya ma'am is performing each and everything rigorously, right? By focusing on very much on our things. Very good, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, your instructions are also very clear.
Okay. Okay, maybe this can be a reason, but I think it is totally about the learning attitude of you people. It is showing this thing that you people are learning with me. That's great. So I think ma'am is very clear why that how you can use the t-test here. As I talk about the R. So in R, you need to create your vectors. If suppose situation is given, so you can assume the weight of the plant. You can make a one vector before and after type of vector, or before weight and after weight. Such type of vectors you can create, and then you can get the difference. And then, as ma'am said, you can check the normality and the outlier in the difference. And then using the t-test function, you can apply the t-test. Only the thing is, you need to keep paired is equals to true, and you need to give both the vectors separate. You need to separate both the vectors using a comma. This is what you need to do, and it will give you the results. So very good, Shreya ma'am. Thank you so much for making it very easier for me. Talking about the next situation.
Should we check here just that the opinions are normally distributed using a normality test?
Using the normality test. This is what you are saying, sir?
Yes, ma'am, because it's saying it is uniform. So
Okay.
is this what is being expected, that it should be a normal distribution?
Okay, fine. Okay, Abhishek sir, I noted your point. According to this, Abhishek sir, it can be checked by the normal distribution type of thing. Any other opinion?
It should be chi-square, because there is opinion. So there is opinion. We are talking about uniformity, and there are 10 types, categories basically. And we just need to understand the what should I say, the normal distribution of the frequency of different type of toys. Like the first person is trying to tell among the 10 which to manufacture.
Okay.
In my opinion, I mean.
Okay. Any other opinion? Okay, I think I'm audible. I connected to the mobile now because there is a power cut in my area because of the heavy rain. Audible, I hope.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Any other opinion? The Jerusalem sir is also saying the same thing what Abhishek sir said. Is it a normality test? Okay, okay. Any other opinion, friends?
Ma'am, I think it's chi-square.
It's chi-square. Okay. Shreya ma'am, Tanya ma'am, chi-square. Abhishek sir, Jerusalem sir is saying normality test. Anyone else? No? Okay. I'll discuss my opinion. I think some people are little confused. Fine. Shreya ma'am and Tanya ma'am both are correct. It is a case of chi-square and not a normality test. You need to understand. It is written that a toy manufacturing company has collected opinion on 10 types of toys from the 200 people that which types of toy it needs to manufacture. So if I'm saying whether I need to manufacture this, something like that. So people are saying out of 10, I'm selecting one, other selecting next one, something like that. So I will get the count of the people that which type of toy I need to manufacture. I want to see the uniformity in that frequency. That will say that I'm finding the uniformity in the opinion of the people. Is it clear? So this is a case of chi-square test. It's a goodness of fit test. Because only one kind of variable we are having, which is the type of variable. The type of toy is the variable, is the what I can say categorical variable, and in that there can have the certain category which type of toy I need to make. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it would be the first case, no? Goodness of fit.
Yeah, goodness. It's a goodness of fit case, ma'am. Give me a second. I need to. Yeah. Now we will talk about the next situation. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Correlation, madam, because the relation between the two very hike in tomato and the sales of.
Okay. Chandrasekhar sir is saying it's correlation case. Any other opinion? It's a case of correlation. Is it? Any other opinion?
Correlation or regression?
Ashish sir is also saying correlation. Fine. Abhishek sir, Tanya ma'am, Shreya ma'am.
Ma'am, in my opinion, it is correlation.
Correlation. Fine. Three opinion goes to the correlation. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, correlation may not tell us if it will lead to a hike in the sale. I think we can check further regression also, that if it is really increasing. Correlation may tell us that these are related, but is it increasing or decreasing? For that, we might have to check through regression.
But ma'am, positive correlation and negative correlation will be able to suffice that, I think. I mean, if it is a positive correlation, So
Yes.
it is a positive relationship between the difference in the sales. And if it's a negative correlation, I think so. I mean, because we are not talking about the cause effect here. I mean, we're just understanding the.
Okay. So Shreya ma'am has kept her opinion. Abhishek sir kept or put his opinion. Any other opinion we have?
Madam, here we can apply correlation. Because
Abhishek sir is
definitely there will be a relationship.
sorry.
Definitely there will be a relationship between when prices hike of tomato, then definitely the sales of cars will be affected. There is a correlation. So we
It's
can
a
apply
correlation
correlation.
test. Okay. Abhishek sir is also saying correlation. Any other opinion? Tanya ma'am, do you want to comment anything?
Ma'am, I have same opinion, correlation.
Same opinion. Okay. So I think all are correct. It is a case of, except Abhishek sir. Abhishek sir, it is a case of correlation because we are having the price hike. Suppose I am having certain prices listed. I am having the sales of tomato listed. Both are the numeric variable. I want to find, is there any relationship existing between the two things? So I can say this thing. This is the case of correlation. I'm not saying that price is impacting sales or sales is impacting this. No, this is not I'm saying anything. I'm only interested to find, is there any relationship existing? Further, we can go for the regression and then we can find out this cause and effect, because purpose is not mentioned here that we want to go for and finding which is making change in which variable. This is not we are interested here. We're only interested here to find the relationship between the two variables. So the most appropriate test will be the correlation test, and both the variables are numeric here, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. We'll go and take the next situation now. Situation 9 is visible, I hope.
Ma'am, what do we need to estimate in this question? I mean, is this the question?
Just a minute, just a minute. I haven't seen that situation. Just a minute. I need to check. Two different teaching procedures were used in these two different procedures to teach is content and at the end of the term. I think we can skip this. Maybe I have not taken the data, so we can skip and we can come to the 10th number. 10 number is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Again, ma'am, correlation.
Ma'am, regression.
Regression. Okay. Okay. Jerusalem sir is also written regression. Okay. Yes. Rajesh sir, do you want to say anything?
Yes, ma'am. We can easily check by chi-square, their dependency. So if I am thinking that below there is contingency table or what? After text there is contingency table given.
Okay.
If contingency table are available, then we can do by chi-square dependency.
Okay, fine. Rajesh sir is saying chi-square test. Anyone else?
I think it's simple correlation, madam.
Correlation test, okay.
Correlation only, because we just want to
Okay.
see if there is any dependence, any relationship like that
Okay,
between
fine.
the two.
Correlation is said by Abhishek sir also. Any other opinion?
But ma'am, correlation tells about the degree of association, not dependency. No? Only we can check by chi-square whether two variables are dependent or not.
Okay,
Because
sir. Okay,
we are saying about the attribute. No?
okay. Fine. Fine, brother, sir. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask something.
Huh.
Ma'am, when we talk about regression, simple regression, so isn't it that you calculate only those regression which should not be correlated among residuals, right? When we talk about,
not getting a question.
Okay.
Will you please repeat?
Okay.
Will you please repeat?
Yes, when we talk about simple regression, ma'am, when we talk about simple regression and when we talk about the residuals, when we talk about some assumptions regarding the residuals, don't we say there should not be any correlation among residuals?
Yes, this is the assumption.
Ma'am, but in this question, I'm just getting it shouldn't be correlation only. I mean,
Again, the case is very simple. Shreya ma'am and everyone, those who have answered or maybe listening to me, you need to always see this thing that in what way you are measuring your variable, right? Here it is written, in a restaurant, usually waiter get tips, right? The restaurant manager is interested to know whether tips given by customers are depending upon the amount of bill. So depending, suppose I have made a table to make it more understandable. Tip received, tip not received. Suppose the bill is varying from 0 to 250, 250 to 500, and more than 500. Something this is a case, right? So how many tips received by the waiter in this particular bill done by a customer, or in this particular billing or something like that. So this can be a case of chi-square test, right? Because if I talk about these two variables given here, the restaurant manager is interested to know whether tips given by the customer are depending on the amount of bill. Suppose where I am visiting a restaurant and suppose I'm spending suppose 1,000 rupees I spent on the in the restaurant, right? So might be possible when the bill came to me, I have paid the amount and I have kept 10 rupees. Or maybe, so whether a particular person, suppose my bill is very small, I don't want to pay any tip to the particular waiter or something like that, depending. So this is what we want to see, that what amount is spent by the customers. That way, the tip received by them is varying or not, or whether there is any dependency on them. So you need to see on what way you are collecting the data. So the most appropriate one is this one. Is it clear?
Ma'am, so here we are making contingency table.
Yes. And we are counting. And we are counting.
So
How
it
many
would be
of the customers means how many of the customers paid the tip if their bill is 0 to 250 or 251 to 500 or more than this. So received and not received. This is what we are taking from the waiters. Getting me?
so ma'am, it would be the case of goodness of fit or independence.
No, contingency table. This is a contingency table in case of independence of attributes. And you can find situation is mentioned. Two things are mentioned. No, it is written whether the tips given by the customers are depending upon the amount. Two things, two different categorical variables are mentioned. Is it clear?
so ma'am, basically we are trying to test the association between the tip given
Yes.
and the amount of the bill.
Amount,
Okay.
yes, given spent by the customer in the hotel or restaurant. Is it clear now?
Okay, ma'am.
The
Excuse me,
next
ma'am.
case.
Excuse me.
I think we'll go till 12, right? This situation and one more we will take.
Excuse me, ma'am. 1 minute,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Ma'am, can you go to that previous case 10? Case
Sorry?
number 10, ma'am. Can you go to case number 10, ma'am?
This one? The previous one?
Yes, ma'am. Previous one. Okay, ma'am. In this scenario, yeah, just table alone, ma'am.
Hmm.
In the table, for the table, tips received 0 to 250 or 250 on to 500. There may be some count, so there may be some count of response we may received, so we can enter. So if not received, what are the values we can enter under
Enter
that
that.
column?
Means how many of the bidders have received the tip between 0 to 250? How many of the bidders have received tip between means not received tip between 0 to 250? We are entering the count of the bidders. No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Not received. I'm asking about not received row.
So again, count will come. How many of the bidders received the tip when the bill was 0 to 250? And how many of the bidders not received the tip when the bill was 0 to 250? Because in the big restaurant, generally we know there are so many waiters, they are serving to different tables. So suppose on a one particular table, the bill is 0 to 250, right? So it might be possible the particular customer has paid the tip or maybe has not paid the tip. So that's why I'm counting how many of the waiters have received the tip when the bill was 0 to 250. How many of the waiters have not received the tip when the bill size was 0 to 250. Getting me?
Okay, ma'am. So the value maybe we can type like a 1 to 250 instead of 0. Is it okay? Instead of
Yes,
0.
obviously, if they have not received, it will be 0.
If it's 0, we have separate row, right?
Sorry?
If it's a 0, we have a separate row for 0, right, ma'am? So not received
Suppose
column.
this is, see.
0 means not received only.
Suppose, obviously.
So instead of 0 to 1 to 50, we may enter like a 1 to 250, since we have a separate row for not received.
You can see this way. Row total will come here, column total will come here. How many of the bidders, total bidders received the tip will come here.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. If a person received 0 tips, what it means, ma'am? It's like a not received only, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Means
madam.
I have
Sorry.
written tip received. Is it clear?
Surendra sir.
Hi, sir.
Ma'am, hello. Actually,
Sorry to interrupt you, madam. Surendra sir, actually, suppose if you take let us example, if 20 waiters are working in the restaurant, and out of 20, suppose 14 received tips and remain 6 may not be received. So that is why we should write 14 tips received and 6 not received, I think.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. We will proceed further.
Got it, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Next situation.
hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, but we cannot use here chi-square. Now, if your value is should be at least 5. In your cell, at least 5 values required to test chi-square statistic. Otherwise, we will move for non-parametric test.
Yes. Usually, no, it will not be moved for the parametric test, sir. That is a assumption in case of the expected frequency. Now you need to calculate the expected count. Right? So expected count would not be less than 5 in at least 20% of the cells. This is the assumption of the chi-square test.
But here, tips no row, then if frequency is 0, then we cannot get the value of chi-square. At least should be at least 5 minimum, no, sir? No.
I'm telling that these are the observed frequencies. You need to calculate the expected frequency for the same. And I think this is only the demo thing I'm telling you. This is not we are deciding that we will have applied this. That is the assumption of the chi-square test. Assumption says in at least 20% of the sales, the expected count should not be less than 5. So this is not the expected count. This is what I'm saying you.
Yes. Ma'am, I think there was one means candidate who are attending saying that if there is correlation, if there is not getting any correlation between the variable, so can we put in the model, integration model?
This thing,
If dependent and independent variable, there is not exist
sir,
any type of correlation.
sir,
So
in that case, you need to have continuous and numeric variable. These are the categorical variable I have taken. If you are having
yes.
the numerical data, in that case, you can put that in a regression.
Okay. So
Right?
means first we will check in here. First we will check chi-square, no? Then we will move for next means to see the effect of any variable
No,
by
no, no,
regression
no,
model.
no, 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 no. I think we need to only see the dependency or association between these two, whether there is an association between the tip given and the tip is depending upon the bill size or not. This is what we are understanding here, sir. So in that case, it is not like you will go for the regression further. Only that will be end here by concluding whether there is any association between the bill size and the tip received by the waiter or not. Right?
Suppose, ma'am, I want to just say something means clear. Suppose we have set up variables, some dependent variable 5 to 6. So my question is that whether if you are if we are getting some association, like if we are getting our p-value is significant in chi-square test, and it may be possible only three variable we are getting only significant with chi-square, and rest of the two is not getting significant. So whether we
Yes,
will put
rest
in the
of the
model
two,
or
sir.
not.
Sir, whenever a chi-square will give you only a single p-value, sir. It will not give you the p-value according to the various categories. So how you can
Yes, single
comment
value.
this? Yes, only single p-value we are getting. So how we can comment this that for this particular two combination, the p-value is greater than or less than? We will get only because it's a constant after applying the chi-square, it is a consolidated value of chi-square and the p-value we are getting. It is not a case of that we have seen in the ANOVA. In ANOVA, we are getting the different p-value for the pairing of the data, right? In chi-square, only one p-values we are getting. So that way we can only comment whether the tip received by the waiter is depending upon the bill size or not.
So, ma'am, I want just, I have some doubt, means whether if the two variable are associated or not associated. So we will take into regression both are only those who are
Sir,
associated.
I
We are
said,
getting strong
listen,
association.
listen. I said in chi-square we are dealing with the categorical variable. If I am counting, these are the frequencies. So no way you will go for the regression. But if you are having the numeric data for this is what the suppose in the bill size is 0 to 250, tip received by the waiter is this. So if you are having the count, or suppose I have written bill size 250, tip received this. Bill size, suppose I have written 380, the tip received is this, or 0, whatever. In that case, if that type of data you are having, that way you can plan for the regression.
Okay.
Getting me? Here
Okay.
I have categorized the data. 0 to 250 is the bill size. Whether the tip received? Yes. If received by how many people or how many waiters? This is what I am saying. But if I am saying I am having the bill amount, I am having the tip received amount. In that case, you can plan for the correlation or for the regression. Is it okay?
Okay. But how we will check, ma'am, effect of this variable on dependent?
Very simple, using the regression.
So means we will put all the independent
All
variable
the
in the
bill
model.
sizes you will be having, all the tip values you are having, and that way you will assume this is my dependent variable, this is my independent variable, and then you will apply regression and you will get a model value, coefficient A and B value you will get. So then you can predict the tip. If bill size is this, so what will be the tip amount? Something like that.
Ma'am, just like suppose we have an empowerment type index. Those women who are in the low, suppose we have a dependent variable like women empowerment in categorical. Low indicate medium. We have three level: low, medium, and high. Suppose you want to see the effect of empowerment on the women's health, on women health, or you can say nutritional level of women. And so we will first check the association whether the empowerment is associated with nutritional status of women or not. Then we are getting, it may be some cases we can check the data, means before 10 year or 20 year there is a association with the empowerment and nutrition, but nowadays we are not getting much very significant result, means all the women are literate, almost having 10 at least 10, means 10-year schooling or 12-year schooling nowadays, those women who are below 50. So in this case, we are not getting very significant type of result. So what we will do with the variable, whether we will put in the model or not?
Whether
we will put in the regression model or not to see the effect.
Categorical variable, you cannot take it to the simple or multiple linear regression. As I said, you need to understand this thing, sir. Type of variable is very important when you are talking about the statistical test. So I think
here like you have three category, no dependent variable. So we can apply here multinomial type regression because we have three categories.
Simple linear regression you cannot apply.
Very simple. Why we are not continuous variable, we are categorical variable.
That you can apply. Multinomial you can apply.
My doubt is only that if we are getting the variable is associated with, means dependent and independent are associated, then we will move for the regression model.
Directly you can go in that case, sir. If you want to predict your dependent variable, that which is category, in that case you can directly go for that. Why you are coming here for the chi-square in that case?
No, but how we will see with the whether variable is theoretically associated or not. Then we can move with the regression. No, first we will check whether variable is associated or not.
If you will directly apply from there, you can get some of the measures values like Nagliker and everything. Using that also you can comment on that whether your model is a good fit or not. That's also possible there. Using the various parameters, you can comment on that.
But ma'am, if we are taking more extra means independent variable, suppose empowerment is not associated with the nutritional status, then this empowerment will affect our coefficient beta value. No, our beta value will change. So if we will not putting in the model, then we will get different beta, and we will put, if we will put in the model, then our beta will be changed. So why we will take this independent variable in the model if this beta is affecting another, like if we are taking with empowerment with wealth, their occupation, other factor will be responsible. No, the contribution of other independent variable will be affected, means the beta coefficient will be changed. So that's why I am asking if only those variable who are strongly associated
Looking at the chi-square value, you cannot comment whether the variables are strongly correlated or not. In that case, you can go for the Spearman-Rand correlation directly. Spearman-Rand correlation will help you to find out the correlation between the categorical variable.
Association, man. I'm not talking about correlation. Association.
Why you are talking about the association? You can directly go for the finding the relationship between the categorical variable. Na? This is what I am saying. If variable are related,
so how we can say that these two variables are theoretically correct? There is a strong association. Those women who are
correct, sir, you can take the help of literature also.
Yes.
You can take the help of literature also.
But in some data, we are not getting same type of similar result, because time factor is also responsible. After means before 30-40 years, there is more important of women education. Nowadays, all women are educated almost. So education is not playing very significant role nowadays. So it may be possible that in some cases we are not getting very significant value of education. But we are taking in the model whether they are significant or not, because education is a main factors. So that's why I am asking sometimes. Sorry.
Yes, I understand your point. Meaning is very simple. You can take the help of literature, but as you said, nowadays women are literate and all. So it is not like after the researches have been not conducted in the area, still you can find so many researches which can give you the results or the findings which can say this thing. And if you want to apply chi-square, definitely you can apply. But usually for performing the regression, generally we are taking the prerequisite as the correlation, right? So I said for the categorical variable, you can go for the Spearman rank correlation also. This is what my suggestion is. But still, if you want to perform chi-square to understand the association, but because problem with the chi-square, it will not tell you whether the variable are highly associated or not. That you cannot comment. You can only comment variable are associated. For that association, for that relationship strongness and all, I suggest you can go for the experiment rank correlation also. Fine.
Yes, yes, yes.
Getting me?
No, ma'am, because why I'm asking, because I was the student of IIPS. No, so I have done graduation master from Department of Statistics, VHU, Banaras Hindu University. Then we will see all the results. I have also worked in an FHS and National Family Health Survey 5. So what we see, we are saying the pattern of data from NFHS 2 to 5. Since there are some variable we are not coming significant due to time. There are policy and program also are there are going, so we are not getting theoretical support from the variable, because variable are getting we are getting insignificant type things. Yeah.
Fine, sir. I got your point. So that is also possible to do. But as I said, you can go for experiment. But yes, if such kind of thing you want to find, you can apply for the chi-square. That also you can do as a prerequisite of your multinomial regression. Right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So shall I proceed with the next?
Yes.
Multiple regression.
Multiple regression, okay.
Because there are multiple factors and we need to understand the influence of it on the movement of an asset.
Fine.
Sorry, price.
Price, yes. Any other?
Same opinion.
Sorry?
Same
Same
opinion.
opinion.
Multiple regression.
Very good. I think it's correct. It's a case of multiple regression. Yes, Jerusalem, sir, very correct. You have written correctly in the chat. It's a case of the multiple regression. Now, last situation I'm taking for the day. I don't know what happens. Sometimes my cursor is not visible to me. Yes. Now it's, I think situation is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a correlation, madam, simple correlation.
Correlation, okay. Any other opinion? Yes.
Ma'am, science subjects are, I mean, 5, 6, these are fixed categories. Like there are science subjects, so 5 science subjects, like these are categories, right?
Categories. You need to see, I'm talking about interest, a school teacher interest to see whether the scores Scores is the important
It's
thing.
correlation.
It's a correlation. Abdul
Yes,
sir
ma'am.
is saying it's correlation. Any other opinions?
Madam, one small request, and whatever the 12 cases we have discussed, the same questions and answers means what test should be applied. Please don't mind, write the solution also. That means what test should be applied and post in group. It will be much useful for us.
Sorry, sir, not understood your last one. What you said?
Madam, about these 12 cases we have discussed now,
Hmm.
and what test should be applied, that write in a solution pointer and please post in WhatsApp group. It will be useful.
Will be?
It will be useful for us.
Okay, you are asking me to share.
With solutions, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Any other opinion? Except I think Chan Sekran sir has said it is the correlation case. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, we can surely check with correlation, but I just want to ask if we can also use independent sample t-test.
Independent sample t-test.
Because there is one continuous and two category, drama and science. Although we can surely see through correlation if there is any relation or not, but I just want
to repeat again. Last line, what you said?
Ma'am, we can see through correlation also, but I just wanted to ask if I can take a null hypothesis, no relation, and then alternate relation, and then apply independent on this, and would that be also correct? Or
okay, I think I'll give my opinion, sir, after getting few more opinions. Any other opinions? No opinion? Okay, I am concluding my opinion for the same. According to me, it should be a case of dependent sample t-tests. Reason being, here when I read the situation, a school teacher is interested to see whether the scores of drama and science subjects are having any relationship. So that means how a teacher will collect a score, a teacher will ask or take the score of the students, right? So for my score, the teacher will having the score of drama subject also and the score of science subject also, right? So that means for one person, we are collecting the data twice. So this will be a case of dependent sample t-test. Is it clear? According to my opinion. Is it clear? I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Abhishek sir, it's clear to you?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Correct, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes. So I think this is all from my side. I'll conclude the session on the note. Whenever we want to apply statistical tests, the basic understanding about the type of variable is very important. Second, you need to always refer to your objectives, because whenever we are talking about the objectives, in line with your objectives, you're selecting the test, because your objectives will give you always the variables, right? Looking at your variables, you can understand how you can measure them. You need to operationalize your variable. You need to define how you're going to measure this variable. That way, you will collect the data. And when you are clear about the type of your variable, you will be able to select the what I can say, the appropriate statistical test. If you're making your objective like to find the significant difference, mean difference in the perception of male and female towards, for example, any restaurant or something like that. So that way you can talk about this particular, means that way you can decide upon that I am having these two variables, which can be a categorical variable means nahi. I am having the two categories. These two categories I can put in one variable, that is gender or something like that. So you need to always have a basic and the clear understanding about the type of your variable. These always type of variable will come from your objective only. So once you're defining your objectives, using those objectives, you can make your hypothesis. And using those hypotheses, using those identified variables, you need to know how to collect the data for them. And then if you are very clear, you have collected everything in a proper manner, then you can easily perform a statistical test using any of the tool, whether it is a Excel, SPSS R, or maybe there are so many different test tools available, like Stata is there, MATLAB is there, Python is there. So depending upon that, that which is the appropriate tool you can use, or you are having a good hand in that way you can test your hypothesis and can write your research paper, complete your research studies like that, right? So this is the all what I want to share with all of you. Thank you so much everyone for patiently listening to me throughout the 10 days and interacting with me. This has made my journey easier, because it is very tough to deliver anything online. So thank you so much. Now I want to say my thanks to the organizing committee, the organizing team, that is the Research Foundation of India, especially the Ajay Jain sir, Saurabh sir, for always giving me opportunity for sharing my whatever small knowledge I'm having with all of you. And to the Yogaraj sir for making everything technically easier for us. So thank you so much, Yogaraj sir, entire RFI team. Now I think at the last, I am expecting you to switch on your camera so that I can capture you, and then we'll wind up the meeting.
Good evening, madam.
Hello.
Yes. Anyone
Can I
who
talk,
is saying
madam?
something?
I'm Chandrasekharan speaking, madam.
Yes, sir.
Madam, I am from Muscat. I am working in a university in applied science in Muscat.
Okay.
Actually, I am basically mathematician, madam.
Okay.
I think I missed 2 or 3 classes because of I had the same time. I had the class 4 to here. Muscat time is 4 to 6. I had the class, but anyhow, I will check the video. Your video, I have seen that video. Your presentation is very nice, madam. Clearly given all statement, but some of the topic I cannot be able to follow because of I am a mathematician. The package I not able to see. I'm not able to follow package. But no, definitely I motivated, madam. Please tell the good book name. What book I have to purchase? You tell R
Book?
programming. I have to purchase the book.
For R programming, sir, there are so many books. I find the appropriate one for you, because usually I'm not following any book. I generally use the various e-resources to develop my content in the R. I am generally pursuing a course certification from the IIM also. So it is like I am doing it by my own. I'm exploring it by my own. I take the help of Google sometimes to explore the packages and to find the functions. So this way I am learning, because if you are clear from the because you are from the mathematics background, so programming is all about the logics and all, right? So if you are having such logic kind of background, so I don't think so R or Python may be tough for any one of us, right? So that is, you need to only understand. You can take the help of the e-resources. These resources are very good. They can definitely help you. Still, if you are requesting for a book, I'll find a book and definitely I put the book name in the group.
But if you have any manual for that, madam, if you have any manual,
sir, I am not having. Maybe I'll search for something if it will be available in my folder, because I am teaching since long. So might be available. If something will be available with me, I'll share in the group. No problem with that.
Thank you, madam. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Any other questions? I'm expecting to see you, everyone. Yes, Shreya, thank you. Abhishek sir, thanks to you too. Ashish sir, thanks to you too.
Ma'am, can I ask one question? I'm just a very beginner in this journey. So I have a very simple question, like if these tests can be applied through different tools, so like do I now need to go and learn SPSS, after that Stata, after that Max QDA? That way, my 4-5 year will go into learning applications only. But at the core, through SPSS also, I'm doing regression, T-test, F-test. Through Stata also, I'm going to do that only. So why do we have so many software packages which are different? And as a beginning, very novice person in the field of research, what suggestion you would give to train myself for the coming years? Should I train myself on multiple software, or should I just become proficient in R programming only?
Okay. If I address your question, sir, your question is there are so many softwares. First thing, it is like the what I can say, it's the need of the hour, sir, right now, because if I talk about Excel and SPSS, Excel has its own limitations. Excel cannot deal with the big data kind of thing. Apart from that, we can do add-ins, we can use there in the Excel, but still limitation is that you cannot perform the high level statistical test in Excel. That is the one thing. Talking about the SPSS is the menu driven type of software. You need to explore various menus if you want to perform certain kind of analysis in that. Then because the good thing about these softwares nowadays is that now we can integrate the different softwares in the same software. If I talk about SPSS, there are the integration possibility available. You can integrate R there, you can integrate Python there. Similarly, if I talk about R, so I think at the day when I said this thing, we can integrate so many languages in R, right? So I just please suggest, because I am from the science background, but my suggestion is that at least we need to have the idea about the software if we want to be in the research field. But we need to excel in one software, right? Second thing, you need to see this thing in which type of journal you are submitting your papers. Many times it happens some journals are giving importance to the tools we are using also for analyzing the data. So if any software, suppose I am having aiming that I want to publish my paper in a star rating journal. So I need to keep a close watch in that particular journal. I need to see what type of papers are published there by the authors, and accordingly I can make my study. But as I am from analytics side also, so I am fond of what I can say, learning so many softwares, right? But being a researcher, if you are good in one, it is enough, because nowadays people are or journals are accepting R also, journals are also, right? Stata and MATLAB also generally accepted results by the journals. But my suggestion is always try to follow your journal, whatever you are aiming. Accordingly, you can decide. There are n number of e-resources available in what I can say in this particular cloud. You can use those videos to see, and that way for your purpose, if you are generally submitting a paper in any particular journal, for that purpose, whatever is requirement that you can learn. But excel in one at least, and try to learn at least a language, because I have learned R. I'm not very good in R, but I am also learning day by day R, so that you can do. Second thing, if you want to come in the data visualization field, right? So I think you have heard about there are softwares like Power BI and Tableau also available, right? So I am teaching both the softwares in my college, because as I said, I'm from analytics also. So if you want to make your career in this field, at least learn one visualization tool also. So this is what I can suggest from my side.
Ma'am, on the visualization tool thing, like in Tableau, there is the tabs that we can use, but also there is a language, I believe, or DAX, which they say. So can you also guide us about resource, like where we can learn about DAX, what is DAX, like the basics of computational thinking before getting into learning a programming language? Because coming from a social science domain, computer programming is something that is very remote.
I understand your point. Maybe we are not having a good hand in that thing, that I understand. As you're saying, sir, for Tableau and Power BI, because even I am struggling when I'm teaching these subjects to the students, there is no specific book available, because in teaching, we are having a set syllabus. We need to teach only that to our students, right? We do not need to go in each and every concept of the things, right? So it is like I need to decide upon this is my syllabus, these concepts I need to teach to my students. Accordingly, I find the books, and maybe I need to refer sometimes 3 to 4 books also to teach a concept to the students. But I think this is the second time I'm teaching Tableau and Power BI both. So how I am making my journey easy so that I can connect with my students, what I do, I usually take the help of ChatGPT. I take the help of Google also. I try to see some videos because, as I said, books are nowadays very limited in these 2 softwares. I'm not getting a good book which is according to my syllabus. So what I do, I pick a concept. I try to find out what is the suitable keyword which can give me a better result. So that way I put those keywords in the Google, or sometimes I do ChatGPT also. And I think this time I'm very confident about whatever I'm teaching to the students. So I think we need to explore various browsers, various types of these tools available right these days, AI tools. These can, I think, help us in better way to understanding these subjects. Again, I comment on for book part if you are asking me to for Tableau and Power BI. So no such book is available which is having all the concept of these 2 types of softwares.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for guiding us.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Ma'am, in this FDP session, we have learned basic things about R, like various tests and correlation, regression. But if we want to learn some advanced things in R, so is there any repository? Like if suppose, let us say I want to apply a stationarity in a time series data, or I want to do a causality analysis. So is there any repository in which there are
time series repository definitely available there, ma'am. I need to explore because I am also learning through the IIM right these days. So I am already attending 3-4 hours classes in a week. So probably soon I will be able to comment on these also. Right now I'm not in that position.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Yes. Anything? I think no question.
hello.
Yes. Abdul.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Even though I completed my doctorate in last 2 years back, but when I have listened your classes, I learned many things really. My research started now actually. Of course,
Okay.
I completed my doctorate, and little things I have seen and I have applied at that time tentatively, but I don't get that much of knowledge. But of course, these are all basics. But I could say really, I'm very much thankful to you. You are my first guide in research side, madam. Really.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
True words, ma'am. True words. We said.
Thank you, Ashish, sir. Yes. Brajesh, sir, any
Madam,
comment on
ma'am,
this?
for this informative session.
Madam,
Hello?
one thing.
Yes, sir.
Last 10 days, what we have discussed, and we have taken note of every topic. Please, all, I think approximately 1,000 lines we have discussed with objectives. Please, you should share in group, madam, please.
I'll do. Yes. Anything else?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Haji.
So myself, Dr. Brijesh, I am currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Statistics, KC College, Mumbai. Ma'am, I want to say that there is some publication, no, like SAGE publication. They have some booklet, no, they different type of statistical tool with programming, no, SAGE publications. Those who are participating in this FDP can buy. So there is some series of publication, no, like latent growth. There are all the type of methods available with
Brajesh, sir, can
programming.
you
No?
share the link with all of us in the group?
So I can show, ma'am, no, if I am visible. So you can see here there are different type of
It's a
series.
hard
No?
copy. It's available in hard copy. It is?
Yes. So there is like here we have fixed effect regression model. Here we have a interaction effect of logistic model. no,
Okay.
so latent growth model. So you can very easily get with programming. So if you will, you can say here, like you can see the path analysis as structural equation modeling. And
So, Brajesh, can you do one thing? Can you type the complete name of this booklet
yes,
in a book?
sure,
So
ma'am.
that can help us.
And Brajesh, sir,
Yes,
can
yes.
you put the pic of the books and share in the WhatsApp group?
So
It
here
will be
you can
helpful
get
for
the
everyone.
programming. No, just if if you are looking in,
Yes.
whether it is visible or not. So you can get all the types of programming
I
with
think
the
Shreya ma'am
R,
has shared.
starter, no?
Shreya ma'am
Yes.
has shared in the
Sure.
book.
See, in the back side book, you can get the programming here. No, different type of statistical tool technique available in Sage publication, and there are also many books available. You can
Yes.
purchase. You can visit any library. Ma'am, thank you very much. What I like very much is that the all the participants who are attending the FDP are asking different type of question. That is very good things here. So we will very happy. We are very happy. And thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Now, one thing I definitely need to add is that you are an extremely patient teacher. Because teaching requires patience, and that's what I've seen from the past 10 days. Thank you, ma'am.
So much,
Ma'am,
Shreya ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, how can I invite you for any program related in my department?
Sir, I am available on WhatsApp group. You can connect me there.
Because we have different courses like BSc,
Yeah.
MSc, data science.
Yes.
So we have need some resource persons for
You can
different
connect
type
me
of
on WhatsApp,
program.
sir. If you are available there, I think you can see my number is available there. So you can connect me there. And then we
Okay,
can,
ma'am.
I will give you the mail ID and something if you want. So we can connect with the phone call or WhatsApp.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So I think it was a great interaction at the end of the day with all of you. I enjoyed it because this is what I was expecting from day one. But it's good. At the end, we did. So I think this is all from my side. Anything else? Or we can call up a meeting for the day.
Any feedback form is there, madam? Any feedback?
I think this
Feedback
is
form
feedback. Sir, this is the feedback I received. Usually in
Okay,
RFI, there is no feedback form. If you want to write something, you
Okay.
can write that on a WhatsApp. No problem.
Okay,
If
thank
you
you.
are
ma'am.
having
Thank
any
you, ma'am.
positive and negative inputs, you can give there. No problem.
Ma'am, all positive. Ma'am, all positive.
Thank you so much, Ashish, sir. Okay, fine. So I think this is all.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. Yoga, sir, we are done with the session. Thank you. Yes, sir. Can